Oh wait, no, he didn't. She was initially seeking a settlement of $4 million, but her demand steadily increased from $4 million to $5 million to $5.5 million to $7 million to $7 million, and then she demanded that Mr. Depp pay an additional $500,000 to her lawyers. Amber has been exposed for hiding her money in a trust fund to avoid paying Johnny, despite the fact that she has been broadcasting her poverty everywhere on television. Clever schemes to avoid paying Johnny the $10.3. Amber may be hiding the $1 million she owes Johnny in a trust fund so that no one, including Johnny, can access it. This may be just one of the secretive and sinister ways she is concealing her wealth. What other strategies does she employ to avoid paying Johnny? Amber is desperately attempting to keep all of her money away from Johnny Depp, and in order to do so, she's engaged in a number of illegal activities. Employed multiple strategies, the first of which is shocking, as this legal expert explains in detail, so there are numerous things that one of the things a defendant can do to protect their assets is to create a trust and place the money in certain types of trust so that it cannot be accessed. Amber Heard has concealed her wealth in her 200-kilometer from California mansion in the Yucca Valley, if it was done after the judgment. According to New York Post property records, it was purchased through a trust associated with Heard's accountant for $570,000, but it's worth a lot more than that. Since Amber owns the property without officially owning it, the authorities cannot use it to get money from her. The legal experts shed more light on this so that you can make an informed decision. The defendant is seeking strategies for where my money can be that legally cannot come from your judgment. You cannot enter this circle due to a spell that surrounds it. If it isn't, go to another state that has the things that you need, perhaps Texas, where you can invest in real estate, or another state that has stronger trust protections than the state in which you reside, or put it overseas in a foreign trust. Move yourself in addition to your belongings. Do not inform the plaintiff where you are. Go somewhere else and work somewhere else, so that person must now chase you around, domesticating your judgment in an effort to determine where you're earning your living. The judgment against Amber was rendered in the state of Virginia, which means that if she is unable to make her payments, law enforcement officials can seize her assets. Amber's ability to hide her assets in other states with stronger trust protections and make it impossible to enforce the judgment will necessitate a lengthy process of domesticating the judgment. For authorities to track them down or enforce the seizure, it appears that she can get away with paying the amount. Amber has already implemented her cunning plan by utilizing a trust fund. Amber has cleverly removed herself from the equation by having someone else purchase the house on her behalf and not putting her name on the deed. In this way, she has hidden her money in a property in a way that is untraceable. Very difficult for Johnny's legal team to seize the property and use it to pay Johnny back, but according to the same legal expert, this is not the only trick she can use. Number 1, be broke. Lawyers have a term for this: judgment proof. If a person does not have the money to pay a judgment, it cannot be collected. Judgment, therefore, just be poor and remain poor, or remain so impoverished that you have nothing worth anyone coming to get. This is also something that has already been heard. Amber's attorney, Elaine, has already told the media that she cannot pay the $10 million in damages. Amber has also been avoiding publicity stunts, such as making appearances at T.J. Amber, by telling T.J. Maxx and various media outlets that she's broke, is insinuating to the authorities that she is financially unable to repay her debts and employing the same strategy to avoid payment. Most people believe that Amber cannot file for bankruptcy to avoid repaying debt because bankruptcy does not permit the discharge of a judgment debt if it is based on a court order. Intentional and malicious harm to a third party. So even if she declares bankruptcy, she would still be required to pay debt. Does not mean what you think it does. It means deliberate and malicious. It is true that the jury in the Depp case found malice, but the bankruptcy definition of willful means deliberate and malicious. And malicious is not the same as most state courts' findings of malice. Bankruptcy discharge avoidance requires a higher level of mental intent. Amber has less chance of obtaining a jury verdict in the state, so if all else fails, she can file for bankruptcy and start over with a clean slate. A Twitter user reacted to this by stating that Amber Heard did not purchase her Yucca Valley home for $1 million, although its current value may be $1 million. However, it was acquired in 2019 by a trust fund totaling $575,000. Her name isn't even on the deed. Gold. Ding ding ding. Elon Musk, are you awake yet? This concludes the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Goodbye.